Seasonal gruntings, folks. Oh, I'm not going to make that. Am I? Oh, just about. Hey, it's Boxing Day, and as you can see, it's really bright and sunny. So it'd be so wrong to sit inside and not get out and do stuff. So I've got the car loaded up. I've just lost the pop down by my feet. Lovely. Yeah, nice move, dude. Honestly, some people. Sorry, folks. Let's try that again, shall we? Right, Boxing Day, lovely sunny weather. Rude to sit inside, so I'm not. Hey, car's loaded. Got the camera, got a tripod, got the GoPro, got my full lens bag. I don't think I'll need that, but I know if I don't take it, I'll need it. Same with the tripod, really. It is a tad chilly, but it's lovely and sunny. Look at I mean, it's glorious. Car's telling me it's 10 degrees C, the wind's telling me it's about 1, but we'll see on that. So where am I heading today? Somewhere where my drink spots won't fall out in the middle of the car. Oh dear. This is turning into a wonderful video already, isn't it? Hope you're enjoying. Right, yeah, so today I've mentioned previously that I wanted to get out and try and see if the short-eared owls are back. So that's what I'm doing. Heading down into the Cotswolds. It's just over an hour drive to get there, and it's a place I've been before, seen the shorties there. It's a cracking spot. I've also seen barn owls there as well, flying around. In fact, I think last time I went was after going to RSPB Otmore. It was on the way back. So that night there were 3 or 4 barn owls up in the air, and that was lovely to see. You can't beat watching owls flying around the field and quartering and diving in and hunting. So yeah, that's my plan. The other thing, it's almost inevitable that I'll see down that way, because I've seen them every time I've been that way, are red kites. Once you get down into the Cotswolds area, sort of Oxford area, the kites are all over the place. Now, I do love red kites. I love watching them in the wild. Earlier on this year, you might remember from one of my earlier videos that I went to Giggering Farm to feed them. Or sorry, not to feed them, to watch them being fed and to photograph them there. I will say, it was a cracking day, but it was a little bit overwhelming from a photography point of view. There was far too many of them. You just couldn't pick one. So it was a difficult day as well. But if you're interested and wanting to do it, get out to Giggering. I think the hide that I used was the tower hide, and that one cost me, if I remember rightly, it was about 40 quid. And the day I went, it was in February. There was nobody else in there, so I'd got the whole space to myself, which was great because I could spread my gear around, I could move around, go to different spots as the birds move to different spots, and not have to worry about anybody else in there. There's no guarantee that you'll get that. And equally, when I got there, the reception desk said that even though there was only me booked on for that day, there was no guarantees it would stay that way. As I say, as I was lucky, it did. But yeah, giggering's great, but getting to spot them and photograph them over a field or whatever in the wild, over the trees, is brilliant. So I'm hoping for that as well later today. As I say, got an hour or so's drive, so we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed for shorties. I know last year they were very, very abundant in this area. I haven't seen anything much yet, although there's been a few people posting shorties around recently. So there's certainly areas where they are around. So it's just a question of whether they've come back to this area yet or not. So that's today's plan. Today's Waffles and Wandering. There's the Waffles. There won't be all that much wandering because where I park you don't have to walk all that far, although you can walk all the way around the edges of the fields. We'll see what it looks like when I get there, and I'll hopefully give you some footage down there. See you in a bit, guys. There, it's telling me 1 minute. Oh look, red kite, 2 of them. Oh, it's perfect, just right above us, the red kite's there. Oh, and so it begins. Yeah, it's telling me I'm about a minute away now. I think yeah, where are we? I can see a few people up here. Let's go down this way where it's telling me to. I can't remember which one I set it to be honest. So I've got multiple points to aim for. Might just have a little bit of a drive around the fields to start with and see whether there's many people around, and if there are, where they are. But yeah, the red kites was a lovely start. There's a couple of people by this. Oh, hang on. I thought I'd set myself to a different section to where I have, but yeah, okay. This particular lane that I'm going along, I have photographed from here, and the field to the left of us now is where I spotted the barn owls and had those. God, a bit of bad parking there, love. Had those over, so yeah, so we were aiming for the shorties in the field opposite, but had the barn owls behind us. So what I'm going to do is spin around and go back along that lane to the section I thought I was actually aiming for. Past these ladies. Yeah, let's head back to where I thought I was heading. Come on, make your mind up what you're doing. off the edge of this tarmac, and I'm trying not to fall off it going past her car, because she hasn't pulled in very close to the edge. Anyway, so we started the afternoon with red kites. I'm sure I just saw something sitting on the gate up there then. No, maybe not. I normally get kestrels, merlins, various things also along here, but I can't see any of those at the minute. But yeah, let's move around the back. This other field. So there's about 3 or 4 fields that are in this section, and they're all separated by the dry stone walling, and it is the dry stone walling that quite often. Oh, those red kites there, man! I must get the camera on those. Wonder if I can pull in there for a minute. Yeah, let's go and see what the red kites are like. Drop it. Right, red kites are nice and low to the ground, so I'm going to go and have a look for those. Back in a mo. If I get some shots, you'll see them in a second. Okay, well, I got one shot, but it was very, very distant, so I highly doubt it will be salvageable. If it is, I'll pop it in. If it's not, then I won't. It's quite breezy out there, that's worrying. Shorties don't like high winds. They like it nice and calm. I mean, the kites were loving it, but the shorties won't. Oh, I can see another couple of kites over there, I believe. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, this field that I'm driving alongside now is renowned for, well, being full of shorties. Although they were seen on both sides of this road last year. But there's a footpath around the back which also gives me a lovely view across the valley, where the red kites tend to fly. So I'm going to park up, change my boots and walk along just over there behind that wall. So here we go. Speak to you shortly. Right, as you can see, it's so sunny. I mean, that sun is blinding, and me being silly decided to leave my gloves in my sunglasses in the car. Got my gloves on. It's bloody cold. At least my fingers are. Anyway, I'm over the top end of the field now. Just spoken to another photographer who said he'd seen and spoken to a couple of local dog walkers who told him that they haven't seen any short ears in this area recently. So that's a bit of a shame. Obviously things can change, but As that chap said, if the vole population is low, i.e. their food, then they're not going to be active here. Let's use that tree as a bit of shade. And also it could just be a little early, although there are people photographing them. There's red kites over there. So many kites around this area, it's ridiculous. But yeah, at the moment it's not looking great for the shorties. Possibly the barneys later on if they're about. But failing that, this is a glorious area, and I'm considering, when it gets darker, getting the 11mm lens or something like that on and having a play at some astro photography, because it's just gorgeous here and it's so clear. Sky is spotless. It would be an ideal day for the shorties to be out if they were about. So we'll see. They are a diurnal hunter. They're active during the day, up until sunset really. Not particularly active hunting when it's dark. So unlike the barn owls, who will come out and hunt sort of dusk, dawn and in the dark. But yeah, this bit's been very clear. I'm sure it wasn't that clear before. So that sun is very harsh, and I'm hoping I'm not blinding you too much with it on the video. Ooh. You could possibly hear in the background there some pheasant calls. Right on cue. Pheasants seem to be pretty much everywhere these days. They're rather common all around the place. Very noisy. Right, so I'm back at the car. No sign of anything over the back of the top field, and the sun's going down now, so I think we're going to be out of luck on the shorties today, unfortunately. Bit of a shame. Can't say it's a failure of a day, because at the very least I've been out and I've seen the red kites that were around, plenty of them as well, and I did see a kestrel getting mobbed off by a crow above these trees that I'm parked underneath actually. But other than that, it's a little bit flat at the moment, so I'm going to head down to the bottom road that goes across this field. Right, so just stopped for fuel. The Astro idea wasn't going to work, unfortunately. yeah, it's not been the best of days. It's not been terrible, but you know, didn't get anything picture wise, but at least I got out. You know, gave me the opportunity to get out and do some stuff. So now we're on the way back home, which has just reminded me that my sat nav's still set to another petrol station, but I found one before the one I was going to, so I need to change that. And I think I'll find a motorway junction soon. Anyway, whatever. Approaching Evesham now, so yeah. So yeah, it's been a decent day. Flask of coffee didn't get touched, but we'll sort that out later. But obviously, if you fancy buying me one, there'll be a link in the description. And as always, do the usual YouTube jazz and like, follow, subscribe. I put a few pictures into the video of bits and bobs that I've taken in the past at this area as well, and hopefully there'll be something for you to enjoy. Thanks a lot, folks. Hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas, and there may be another one of these before the new year, depending on what the weather does. And if the right, not sure where I got cut off. I haven't had a chance to have a look at the video yet, but as evidenced by Noisy Cat, I'm back at the flat, also evidenced by the tree. Couple of other of my images on the walls up there. We've got at the top in the middle there the an otter from when I went up to Mull with Luke last year, and the far one is kingfisher on the no fishing sign, typical or stereotypical image from the Severn Valley Country Park. Anyway, today has been a little bit of a washout from the point of view of no owls. I did get one shot of the red kites, but it was so distant, and I really don't think I'm going to be able to bring it back even with a fair amount of work in Photoshop, but we'll see. If not, I'll chuck up some other red kite shots. I've got plenty from over the years. On the way back, I did spot what I believe were partridges. So I've got a photograph of those. They're either partridges or grouse. I believe partridges. I don't think they were grouse. Having a look at them. Got some shots of those. I'll pop those up into the video as well. Now, as I said at the end of where I got cut off, the flask of coffee hadn't been touched, but it has been killed on the way back, so that's all been drunk. If you want to buy me a coffee, feel free, link in the description, and as we say, do all the usual YouTube jazz, like, share, subscribe, comment, anything to help push my content out, and let's get this channel growing. Over the next couple of days, I'm thinking there may be some more macro and indoor photography, probably of an evening where we'll get a chance to have a play with the flowers, and try and do a bit of the old Lee Hall style. So Lee's just put out another couple of videos, a short and some new videos today. So pop over to his channel and give him a watch, and give him a like and subscribe as well. And that's me for today. I hope you've had a great Christmas. So it is the end of Boxing Day. Shop's back open tomorrow. So next afternoon or next ability to get out is going to be Sunday, subject to weather. And if it's no good, then we'll stick inside and do some macro stuff. Thanks, folks. Thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it.